Welcome friends, myself Ganesh from Perfect Learn Automation. So in this session we are discussing regarding methods in Java. Just here I am writing the definition. Definition: set of code which perform particular task or action is called a method. So here we have a different types of method with us, that is a main method and a user defined method. So here we are concentrating on a user defined method. In that we have a two types with us. First one, unparameterized method, and second one, parameterized method. Unparameterized method and parameterized method. The syntax of a method that always remains same for that one. Only inside a parenthesis we need to be pass parameter, so that is called as a parameterized. When in case of that unparameterized, okay, in that case we are not passing argument for that method. Keep in mind. Okay, so writing here a syntax of that method. Syntax is access modifier, return type, and method name. Parenthesis, open and close curly braces. So this is a syntax for method in Java. You can simply observe here, method name, the initial letter for method is small and name initial letter is capital. You follow the same architecture in your program. The method name is always initial letter is small and the next each word the initial letter always capital. This one is called as parenthesis. So in case of parameterize, so inside this parenthesis we are passing parameter. Okay, if we passed parameter inside that parenthesis, so that one is called as a parameterized method. Okay, and return type we have void or data type or class name. We can return anyone here. Access modifier, we have 4 access modifier with us. If we not used any access modifier, in that case Java consider default as a access modifier. So here we are discussing regarding the first unparameterized method. First one, unparameterized method. So here consider a program for unparameterized method. How to call that method we are learning in this program. So here I am writing a Java program. Public class name I am using here student as a class name. Then open curly braces and the close curly braces. That one is called as a class body. Okay, public is access modifier I am used here. We can use any access modifier. Then class keyword, C is small. Then student, it is a class name. We can give any class name. Okay, but we cannot use Java reserved keyword as a class name. Keep in mind, initial letter for that class name always capital. Then we have to be here use a unparameterized method. So here I am writing a unparameterized method. Okay, so we know the syntax of a method. Access modifier, so here I am using public as an access modifier. Public. Return type I am using void as a return type, and method name I am taking info as a method name. Then parenthesis, open curly braces. So inside that I am passing two variable. First one is a string name is equal to Rahul. So just I consider here one example. Then int age is equal to 21. So we have total 8 primitive and 1 non-primitive data type with us. We can use any data type here. There is no any limitations. Just for understanding purpose, I used this variable here. Okay. So here I am writing the printing statement for that variable. System dot out dot println name plus double quote space double quote plus age. Complete. Okay. So I just use a single printing statement here. Inside that I am providing two variable name. Okay. Name plus sign double quote space then double quote plus age. What happens? In a single line we got the output for that two one. Then as we know that we need a main method to call this user defined method. Okay. So here I am writing a main method, open curly braces. Okay. So we know that in order to call a method we need object creation because it is a non-static one. So here I am designing a object or I am creating a object for class student. So we know that syntax, how to create a object. The class name, student, reference variable I am used here as a yes is equal to new keyword and constructor. Constructor and class name is always similar. Okay. So you just observe here I am created an object for student class because my purpose is to call this method. Okay, and this method is available inside student class. Hence here I am created object for a student class. So how to call that method? Simply by using this reference variable we can call that method. Just write here yes dot is very IMP. Inside Eclipse when we put a dot we got suggestion from the Java. Okay, so yes dot, what is the method name? Info is a method name, then that parenthesis. Okay, and close that method. Okay, yet we not close the class, then at the end I am closing that class here. Simply observe that inside a class body we are using user defined method and a main method. Why we use the main method? Because without a main method that program or Java class doesn't execute. We need a main method to call a user defined method, that is info, it is a user defined method. To call a user defined method we need a object creation. Observe here it is a user defined method. For that method we created an object here yes.info. It means that we are calling that method. Okay, so what happens? What is the sequence of operation? We know that Java first focus on this main method, then Java comes inside a main method body. It is the first line. Java comes here, then understand that we created an object. Then Java comes to a second line. What happens? Second line, Java observe that we called a method having name info. Then Java focus comes inside that method, comes here. Then Java enter inside that braces of method. Okay, here 3 number 1 2 3 I am given here for this line. Then Java observe that string name is equal to Rahul is given here. Then Java focus on the next line, int age is equal to 21. Then fifth line, Java observe that we are giving a printing statement. Java print that value inside a console and then the method body is closed. Again Java comes inside this here. Again Java comes inside a main method. If here we are giving another printing statement, suppose here I am giving system.out.println or any value I am providing here. Okay, so we got that as output after the execution of that method. Keep in mind it is the execution priority of Java. So this one is called as unparameterized method. The second one is a parameterized method. So for that purpose here we are considering a Java class public class keyword and class name. I'm using the same class name here, student, open curly braces. So parameterized method. So here we need to be design a parameterized method, but before that we need to be declare the variable that used inside a parameterized method. String name semicolon and int age semicolon. So observe here, I am not initialize that variable. I am only declare that variable. So initialization of that variable we are achieving by using a parameterized method. Okay. So here I am designing a method public void info, that is method name is given there, and then there is a parenthesis, open parenthesis. Then inside that I need to be provide these data type name with variable. Okay, string, giving here a comma int b, and then method body. Okay, so inside that I need to be declare what is a and what is a b. Okay, what is a and what is a b. So that a is nothing but a name and age is nothing but a b. Okay, so name is equal to a semicolon, age is equal to b semicolon, and that then I am giving here a printing statement, system dot out dot println. Okay, then name plus double quote space double quote plus age, then closing that method. It is very IMP, open and close that method. Inside that we need to be provide the logic required for that method. Okay, then I'm using a main method to call that user defined method, public static void main string arguments open curly braces. So how to call that method? We know that we need object creation. So class name is student, student s1, I'm using s1 as a reference variable, is equal to new keyword and constructor as a class name, that is student. So s1 dot s1 dot, what is the method name? Info. And inside that we have to be initialize the value for that two variable. So first value is a string type, giving here Rahul as a first, comma and int b, the age as a 21 semicolon, and here I am closing that method body and closing that class. Okay, observe here we have a user defined method, then to call that method we created object inside a main method. So it is called as by using a method inside that we are passing parameter. Okay, so this method info is the name of method. That method first we are passing a string that comes here inside that a, and then we are passing 21 that comes inside b. Okay, and that value is initialized with name and age. Name is a string and age as a int. Okay, so what is the execution priority? Java focus come inside a main method, that is the first line. That is the first line here. Okay, Java observe here we created object, then Java focus come on the second point. Java observe that we called or we initialize by using a method. Okay, so Java take that two value with Java and comes inside this method. Okay, then Java put that value as a here and as a b here, and then Java comes inside that braces, that method body. Firstly, Java assign that value a to the name, and secondly assign value b to the age, and then we provide here a instruction print as output, that is name and age. Hence we got a output. So what is output for that program? Rahul and 21 as output. Okay, Rahul and then 21. Suppose that if we have a 1000 student with us, we need to be providing information of 1000 student by using this program. Simply we can provide by using a method, that is s1 dot info. Suppose Ajay is the name of a second student, that is a comma and age 22. Okay, then what happens? Again execute the similar way. We got output as Ajay and 22. Okay, when we execute this program, we got two line output. First one belongs to Rahul 21 and second line Ajay 22. Okay, similarly we can provide number of parameter by using a method. Okay, this is nothing but about a parameterized method inside a Java. So same topic we are discussing regarding object initialization by method. Here we discussed about a parameterized method, but inside that method we are initialize that variable or we are initialize that object by using a method. So inside a basic package I am creating a new Java class. I am using student as a class name here. So here we are trying to understand about a unparameterized method. Okay. So here I am creating a user defined unparameterized method. How to create? We are familiar about a syntax of a method, that is SS modifier. I am using public as a SS modifier, void as a return type, and the method name I am giving here as a info, then parenthesis, open and close curly braces. So inside that method we need to be provide variable. So first variable I am using here, that is a string type. The string name is equal to Rahul. Just for understanding purpose we are consider here one example. Int age is equal to 21. So here I am providing a printing statement. So it is a 2-line statement, so I can make in a 1 line also. Just I am deleting the second one here. Name, after that plus symbol, double quote, space, then again plus symbol and second variable name. We can use that also here. So the next step is call that method. Info is a method name. I want to call that method. So we know that how to call by using a object reference. We can call that method. Okay, so object reference or object were created inside a main method. Info method. First here we need to be create the object for a class. What is the class name? Student is a class name. Student. So I am using here yes as a reference variable. We can give any reference variable here, no doubt. Yes is equal to new keyword and constructor. Constructor is nothing but a class name. Then I am calling or accessing that method yes dot. When we given here a dot, we simply got suggestion from Java. We simply observe that these are the various methods available inside Java. Okay, just find out our method. What is the name of method? Info. It is available here. We can also observe here the return type is given and class name is given here. Okay, just click on that, or we can type manually also yes dot info then parenthesis and semicolon, and then click on a run button. So in console, we can observe that output as Rahul and 21. So what is the execution priority? We know that from main method, Java start executing. What is the first line of main method? We created an object for a student class. You simply observe here. We created an object for a student class. Why we created object? Because our purpose is to call info method. It is non-static. Hence, we need to create an object. Then, by using reference variable, that is yes is a reference variable, I called that method yes.info. Okay, what is the execution priority? Java first come here, observe that we created a object, then Java goes to the next line, that is we called a method having name info. Then Java directly goes inside that method info here, and Java execute this method block for info method step by step. Okay, first line, then second line, then next one line, and then lastly again Java comes inside a main method. If here anything else is available, then Java execute that, or the execution is finished here. Suppose here is another statement is also available. Yes, so just for understanding purpose we are considering here, I am giving hardcode value, that is as main method end line. Just for understanding purpose I am giving here main method end line. Click on a run button. You can simply observe the execution priority here, Rahul 21. It means that Java, from that line, Java comes inside that method, execute and print that one. Then Java focus comes again inside a main method at the end of that, and Java observe that there is another statement is also available. Then Java execute that statement here. Okay, so it is the execution priority of Java. So my question is that what happens inside a memory? We have a RAM for our laptop or PC. What happens inside a memory? So when we create a object, we created object for a class student. When we created an object at that time, suppose consider it is a RAM for my laptop or PC. When we created object at that time, the space is allotted for that object, and that space is referred by using a reference variable. So here we are used yes as our reference variable. We are used yes as a reference variable. Yes as a reference variable. So this yes indicate or represent that object. Okay. So when we create an object, simply such kind of things happens inside a memory. Then what is the next line? After creation of object, we called that method, that is yes.info. Then Java comes inside that method, and Java called that two variable, that is string name and age. Okay. Then what happens inside a memory? So already here memory or space is allotted, that is for object. Then inside that variable is available, means that variable is stored inside that. Okay, what is the first variable? Name is equal to Rahul, that we are given in our program, and second one age as a 21. So then we proceed towards our next topic, that is a parameterized method. So here I am creating a new Java class name student1, and this one is a class body. So what is our topic name? Here we are learning about a parameterized method. So for that purpose, I first need to declare the variable. So first variable I am using here is string name, and second one is a int age. So here we can take any variable, no doubt. Okay, here we can go with any data type. Okay, so I'm creating here a user defined method, public void info, the name given by that method by me, then open and close curly braces. So here we are studying about a parameterized method. It means that we need to be pass parameter here. So already we are declared here, and similar way I need to be passed here. That is a string using a comma int b, string a and int b. So inside that method body here I am declaring what is a and what is a b. It means that name is equal to a semicolon and age is equal to b. And then here I am writing a printing statement, name plus double quote space plus age. So here to call that info method, first we need a object creation. What is the class name? That is student1 is a class name. I'm using s1 as a reference variable here. We can take any name here. Okay, is equal to new keyword and again constructor, that is anybody class name and semicolon here. So how to pass parameter or how to initialize that to variable? First we have a string a and int b. We need to be call that method. So here I am calling that method here s1 dot info. It is a method name. Okay. Then right now Java asking us what is a and what is a b. It means that by using this method right now we are passing or we are delivering the value for a and b. Okay, what is a? So a is a string. We pass inside a double quote. Here I am writing or I am passing Rahul, and b I am passing here as a 21, and then click on a run button. So in console we get output Rahul and 21. So execution priority is most IMP in that case also. Java, firstly observe here we have created object. Then Java observe that we called a method having name info and with parameter that is Rahul and 21. Then Java take that to parameter and then Java proceed towards that method. Java deliver value here at a as Rahul and b as a 21. Then Java enter inside this method body for info method. Then Java observe that we are initialized the name as a. Right now Java having a as Rahul. Then Java assign or initialize name as Rahul. Again Java comes to a next line. Then Java initialize or assign 21 as a age. And then next one is a printing statement. Okay, it is the execution priority of this program. Step by step Java proceed. So this value Rahul and 21 that comes inside a and b here, and then inside that method we are assigning or initializing the name and age variable. What is the name and what is the age? It is a string and int that we declared outside of that method. Keep in mind. Okay, then click on a run button. We get a output as Rahul and 21. So what happens inside a memory? Inside a memory, similarly when we create an object, we have created object for student1 class. Inside a RAM a space is given for that object like this way, and here that place or that memory is represented by using a reference variable. So reference variable here we used as a s1. Okay, so s1 represent that area. Then what is the next line? Next line we given Rahul and 21. Okay, and that comes here. Then that becomes stored inside that area. What is that? First one, name is equal to double quote Rahul, then semicolon, enter age as a 21 semicolon. Okay, that value or that object is represented or referred by using a reference variable s1 as per our program s1. Suppose what happens if we are giving here another information, or we are transferring or delivering another value. Suppose I am using same reference variable s1 dot info I am giving here suppose Ajay, and here I am giving as a 22. Simply execute that one again. We get output Rahul 21 and Ajay 22. Then what happens inside a memory? So inside a memory, you first observe here we are referred by using s1, or we are called here by using a reference variable s1. So again inside that object the next value is stored. Again name is equal to double quote Ajay and age is equal to 22 here. Okay, suppose we have a 1000 student data with us. We can simply pass here s1.info next student name and age, then s1.info, then next one student name and age. Likewise we can pass here, no problem. Okay, so what happens inside a memory? Inside a memory, total information about a student is stored inside a memory, and that referred by using s1 as a reference variable. Suppose we want to create another object. No doubt we can create another object also. There is no restriction or limitation. Student 1 s1, we need to be type, or we need to provide another reference variable here, new student 1. So s2 dot info, here name as Ajay, and here I am giving as a 22. Simply execute that program here. We get same output, no doubt. But what is the difference? We are created another object. What happens inside a memory? Inside a memory, two object is created. Okay. And that object we are giving another reference variable, and that is s2, and that represented by using a s2 here, s2. Okay, so whatever the value we are passing by using a reference variable s2, that all stored inside this object memory, keep in mind. Okay, so there is no limitation to go with a single reference variable or go with another object, and by using that reference variable we can use anyone here, no doubt. Okay, so this is nothing but about a parameterized and unparameterized method. So when we are using parameterized or when we are using unparameterized, you simply observe here, this is a permanent method. Whatever the variable we are passed here, that is a string name Rahul and 21, it is a permanent value Rahul and 21. If I have another student value with me, I simply need to be type here. Suppose I have a 1000 student data with me, I need to be pass each and every student name and age inside that. Okay, what happens? The length of that program, it get increased. So instead of that we simply follow a parameterized method. Okay, how to pass a parameter or data? Simply by using this way we can pass number of data, hence the length of program becomes minimum as compared to unparameterized method. Okay, so I request to all the participant in your laptop to make 6 to 7 program for that method. Okay, then you will be perfect in this. Thank you.